Alright, this is vlog number 7, and for this vlog I would like to look into the sentence in Zami on page 31, and it goes, "When the strongest words for what I have to offer come out of my mouth, sounding like words I remember from my mother's mouth, then I either have to reassess the meaning of everything I have to say now, or re-examine the worth of her old words." So my argument that I came to was Lorde became a poet to separate from her mother, but at the same time to understand her better. So I came to this argument majorly from looking at the diction that Lorde uses in this sentence, and she uses words as a metaphor for something else, because I noticed this because she says words come out of my mouth instead of saying like I say words, like the words are doing the action themselves. So the words have a deeper meaning than just a couple of letters grouped together. So she also uses now and old, which are opposites, and she uses now when she's talking about herself, meaning the present, and she uses old when she talks about her mother's words, or the deeper meaning within her mother, because she sees herself as the present and her mother as the past, to further differentiate between each other. I also looked at the words she uses when she describes her own words and the words she uses when she describes her mother's words. So I looked into the Oxford Dictionary, and when Lorde describes her own words, she says, "I either have to reassess the meaning of everything I have to say now." So she uses reassess and meaning. Reassess is to assess again or differently, and to assess is to evaluate, to estimate the quality, value, or extent of, to gauge or judge, and meaning is the significance, purpose, underlying truth of something, that which is indicated or expressed by a symbol or symbolic action, a message, warning symbolized by a dream or omen. So in all that, I got that she is trying to evaluate or estimate the underlying truth that she is trying to say. So when she uses her own words, she is trying to develop a bigger sense of reality in her own world. And when she talks about her mother's words, she says, or re-examine the worth of her old words. So she uses re-examine and worth. And the definitions of those: re-examine is to examine again or further. Examine is to judge or appraise accordingly to a standard or criterion. And worth is the material or monetary value of something, the amount at which something may be estimated in terms of a medium or exchange such as money or goods. So when she looks at her mother's words, she is judging or appraising. So she's either seeing if she should look into those further, or say, oh, that is a good idea as well, like appraising that. And when she talks about using them as worth, like money or exchange of goods, like she is trying to use her mother's words as a way of like depositing, like every now and then, but not necessarily relying on them. And so when I put all this together, she uses reassess and re-examine. So the prefix re is also being used as an action that she's doing this over and over and over again. So throughout her life, her voice is being shadowed by her mother's. Lorde has to figure out her own words from those of her mother's, and why she is repeating these words of her mother's. So when she looks at the value of her mother's words, she has to evaluate the value of her own words to either separate herself from her mother or to appreciate their similarities.